May I ask, how can I find a girlfriend under such conditions? Coming from a parallel world and completely despairing of the new image, Youzhi sent this question online. Try changing your head. Suggest reincarnation. Let's lose weight, run 10 kilometers a day, do 100 push-ups, do 100 squats, and do 100 sit-ups. Looking at these insightful or sarcastic comments, Youzhi took the first step towards change. A few years later, when reporters asked Youzhi's fans how they felt about the title of the most responsible fan on the whole network, the fans wanted to cry without tears. At first, we just wanted to be fun people and tease fools. Who would have thought he would really do all those outrageous suggestions, or even make them even more outrageous? In the face of praise from fans, Youzhi humbly expressed, I actually don't have any advantages as a person. To achieve what I have today, my main focus is on listening to advice. Keywords of the novel. Nurturing male god. After listening to advice, I became the top stream without pop-ups. Nurturing male god. After listening to advice, I became the top stream. Download the complete set of TXT. Nurturing male god. After listening to advice, I became the top stream. Latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. Becoming strong after listening to Persuasion. New book Seeking collection, Seeking follow. Up reading. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Becoming strong after listening to Persuasion. New book Seeking collection, Seeking follow. Up reading. In early spring, night still falls very early. The deep blue night sky enveloped the rooftop of the dormitory, and the evening wind swept up in waves of sobs. This is not a description, it's a real sob. Woo 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 woo. What kind of fate am I? These eyebrows, my sleeping groove. These eyes, my sleeping groove. This mouth, my sleeping groove. This face, this figure. I'm making a big hole. Sitting on the wall of the rooftop, Youzhi cried out in despair. He raised his phone time and time again, saw the image on the screen time and time again, tightly closed his eyes, and took the phone away with a face full of disgust and disgust. Clear tears streaked across his round face and washed away the despair in his heart. This face is not Youzhi's. Youzhi is a handsome person from childhood to adulthood. According to his grandmother, in the first second of his birth, the nurse who delivered him was stunned. In over a decade of her career, she had never seen such a clean baby just out of the placenta. From childhood to adulthood, Youzhi grew up in admiration. During kindergarten, he was eagerly embraced by all the teachers. During elementary school, due to sitting at the same desk as him, all the girls in the class fought fiercely. In junior high school, the young and beautiful English teacher was worried about not being able to control her and ruining her professional ethics, so she resolutely chose to resign and go abroad. In high school, which school he went to has become an important reference standard for local girls to choose schools. This growth process made Youzhi feel an immense disgust towards all unattractive things. This kind of growth experience also allowed him to embark on the development path of the entertainment industry without any surprises. However, all of this was marked with a stop sign half an hour ago. As an S.level idol trainee at Huaxing Entertainment, Youzhi has exceptional looks, acting skills, and singing and dancing talents. He is known by fans as the next generation entertainment beauty king, and was on his way to a talent show when he encountered a car accident. After a burst of rapid braking and intense impact, Youzhi lost consciousness in the intense pain. When he opened his eyes again, he had already sat on the rooftop of the men's dormitory at Rongqing Agricultural University, and possessed a body that was completely incompatible with his own soul. The original owner of the body, also known as Youzhi. The reason why he sat on the rooftop at night was because he was heartbroken. Of course, the heartbroken original owner thinks so. After integrating the memories of the original owner, Youzhi felt that it was not even called heartbreak. To be precise, it was just licking the dog, not licking the target yet. The situation is like this: a month ago, the original owner met a schoolgirl in the school cafeteria who forgot to bring her phone. At that time, the original owner was impressed by the student's figure and appearance. After being enthusiastic about paying for the student, the original owner mustered the courage to ask for VX from the student. But at that time, the junior sister only left his VX number on the grounds of not bringing a phone, and promised to play for a while and add him. That night, the girl came over. Then the two of them used text as a medium to chat about life and ideals together, sweetly arranged in the canyon. During this period, the girl often said in VX that she was hungry and thirsty, and asked the original owner to order takeout milk tea for her. Over the course of a month, just ordering takeout costs the original owner over 1,000 yuan. During this period, the original owner mustered up the courage several times to invite the girl out, but was evaded by her various reasons. Until this afternoon. A certain crew wanted to recruit group actors, so they found a school to organize students to intern on the crew. At the internship registration office, the original owner coincidentally met the girl who couldn't make a 100% appointment. Ran Goose warmly greeted the original owner, but the girl asked him with a bewildered expression who it was. It wasn't until the original owner took out his phone and showed the girl the chat information of the past month that she finally realized. And awkwardly revealed a truth that completely shattered the original owner's three perspectives. After obtaining his VX, the girl changed hands and hung onto the salted fish. It was sold to another person on campus for 50 yuan, under the guise of "stupid people have more money and can be used as long-term meal tickets." From the transaction records, it appears that the other party is still a boy, that is to say, he was treated as a licking dog and sold by the girl. The original owner collapsed. Faced with his loud questioning and accusations, the girl also turned her face in anger and embarrassment. "What level of status do you belong to, and you also deserve to follow me?" It was this sentence that led the original owner onto the rooftop. And using 1 bottle of cephalosporin and 1 bottle of ergotu directly caused the current situation. For this situation, Youzhi felt immense despair. By searching for the memories of the original owner, he has gained a preliminary understanding of this world. Compared to the earth where one is located, this world is not fundamentally different except for literary and artistic works that are vastly different from the earth. It's also a world of beauty. If it weren't for experiencing a death just now, knowing that the feeling of death was really uncomfortable, Youzhi would have wanted to jump directly down. To be honest, the appearance of this body is not surprisingly ugly, but surprisingly ordinary and unrecognizable. How to describe this appearance? It's like an exercise book in the classroom of the second half of the third year of high school, a test tube in the chemistry laboratory, a cotton swab in a woman's makeup bag growing too fast. The horse is randomly mediocre, and the soul is weak. There was no recognition at all. Even after watching the original owner's selfie for half an hour, Youzhi couldn't fully remember the current appearance except for feeling nauseous. This kind of appearance condition makes Youzhi, who has never been ugly before, feel extremely confused. Not to mention her appearance as a rising star, she has lost even the most basic right to choose a spouse. With just this face, what should I do in the future? Wiping away the tears from his face, Youzhi picked up the original owner's phone and took a selfie. He opened the Shake Hands short video app, edited a post, and sent it out. Online inquiry. With my qualifications, do I have a chance to find a girlfriend and become a big star in my life? The original owner's Shake Hands app was not followed by anyone, so after the first and only article was sent out, no one replied. Looking at the long blank comment section, Youzhi burst into tears. It's too cruel. This world is simply too cruel for people with low looks. At the same time, the girls' dormitory building in the school. Big melon. Look, look. The boy who was publicly humiliated by a woman at the internship registration office this afternoon is shaking his hands. Is it the fat house that was rejected by Zhou Jingyao from the foreign language department? That's right, I just found it while searching for nearby works. It's indeed a big melon. Wow, it's explosive. Upon hearing the noise outside the dormitory, a petite and cute girl in sad frog pajamas rubbed her belly in room 413 of the performance department. What's so noisy outside? It is said that in the afternoon at the internship registration office, a girl sprayed a boy from the foreign language department. Sigh. That's not right. Upon hearing her inquiry, the roommate in the upper bunk leaned over and looked at Tu Susu with a small face full of resentment. The roommate unexpectedly said, "Since when has our Susu also been concerned about school gossip?" Evil forehead. Hungry, get hungry. It's difficult, wet and nauseous. Thin. Faced with her roommate's inquiry, Tu Susu wrinkled her nose, and every pinion was filled with resentment. That's even worse. Didn't you talk about a CP in the game recently, and that person orders takeout for you on time and on time every day? First of all, that's not called CP. Tu Susu lifted his chin and extended his fair and slender index finger, saying, "I was raised for a month when my family had run out of rice and food. He was my breadwinner. Secondly, I don't know what's going on, this Big Dad VX and the game have blacklisted me." At this point, she let out a melancholic sigh. If it were a so-called melon, it would be great if it could really fill up. Why did the girl spray that boy? It is said that the boy asked the girl for VX, and the girl thought the boy was ugly, so she hung the boy's VX on the salted fish and sold it. And then this boy was so naughty that he served him as a licking dog for a month. Ordering takeout and buying milk tea. It is said that the person who took pictures of him on the salted fish was still a boy from our school. Are you saying it's funny? Oh, Su, why aren't you talking? Dee murmured a lot, but the roommate in the upper bunk didn't hear Tu Susu's voice and couldn't help but lean down again to observe. I saw a sad frog curled up on the bed on the bottom bunk, with a pair of fair little feet intertwined, picking back and forth eyes lifeless, reciting with sound, "I'm so damn, I'm 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 so damn." Inexplicably, Jime, look. Today, the female protagonist Zhou Jingyao from De Guaoli led someone to shake off that boy's hand. Hearing another scream in the hallway, the roommate in the upper bunk lay back with his phone in hand. Prepared to continue eating this today's portion of Big Melon. Tiantai. Youzhi opened his mouth wide as he watched the shaking messages popping up from his phone. He was not startled by the sudden comments that popped up, but with these comments, a strange voice came to his mind. The persuasion system is preparing. 100%, receive new suggestions, users are requested to review and execute them. By completing suggestions from others, users can receive stunning rewards, amazing values can be used for lucky draws or to comprehensively enhance user attributes, including but not limited to appearance, temperament, wealth, skills. This doesn't seem like a hallucination. Because accompanied by this hallucination, there is also a strong illusion. With the sound in his mind, a phantom panel appeared in front of him. User Youzhi, appearance. 31, temperament. 28, finance. 515, WeChat wallet, 0.306, Huabei, skills. High-level execution ability, medium-level learning ability, amazing value. 0, comprehensive evaluation. A kind, hard-working, insignificant 23-year-old male human whose mother truly likes you, suggest users to complete as many suggestions as possible from others, collect stunning values to enhance user attributes so, by completing other people's advice to oneself, one can become stronger. Is there still a way to save my face? Youzhi wiped away his tears and silently opened the Shake Hands app, intending to first see what suggestions the netizens had put forward. However, when Youzhi clicked on the comments section of his work, he quickly became desperate. This image suggests dying directly and then reincarnating. WDNM. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. First kill reward. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2 First kill reward. At this point, the comments section has accumulated over 40 replies. Most of it is mockery. Who knows, my family? Just because I paid a meal for someone else's girl, it's like pursuing them. If you ask me, someone else's girl sells you VX for 50, she already looks up to you very much. At least you still have 50 yuan worth in her heart. With your appearance, you still have the face to ask how to find a girlfriend and become a celebrity. You go to hell. My head is dead. With such a beautiful appearance, I still want to find a goddess-level partner. There aren't too many popular men nowadays. I suggest changing my head before coming out, otherwise it's too scary. Zhou Jingyao is the goddess of the foreign language department. What conditions do you have in your heart? Who gives you the courage to think you deserve it? If you want to find a girlfriend like this, go get a new pregnancy. Received suggestion, to die, difficulty level is 10 stars, and upon completion, you can obtain an S.level reward treasure chest. Received suggestion, reincarnation, difficulty 15 stars, complete to receive SS level reward treasure chest. Received suggestion, change head, difficulty 19 stars, complete to receive SSS level reward treasure chest. Looking at the system prompts that refreshed with malicious comments, Youzhi remained speechless for a long time. The system still looks up to him too much. He just died once and doesn't have the courage at all. Although this face is despairing, it's better to live than to die, isn't it? Important reminder. Users can choose the corresponding difficulty level of suggested tasks to complete according to their own situation. The system will not force users to choose, but the higher the difficulty level of the selected suggestion, the richer the reward. Watching the newbie tip popping up from the system, Youzhi felt a little more comfortable. He looked fiercely at the comments that were clearly for Zhou Jingyao, and let out a cold snort. Destiny's bullying is all that matters. You stinky creatures also want to ride on the head of this Yen King and defecate. Little Beachy, wait for me, this matter is not over. Ignoring the mockery, Youzhi continued to read the comments. Amidst a pile of malicious mockery, a slightly fresh and refined comment quickly caught Youzhi's eye. Frog who can't eat enough. Some of the cheap goods in the comments section are enough. Objectively speaking, the young man's conditions are still good, but he just doesn't know how to take care of himself. I suggest the young man change his hairstyle and dressing style. The black circles under his eyes are a bit heavy, so I suggest wearing a pair of black framed glasses. He has a slanted back hairstyle and a black casual suit, which can improve his temperament by at least 50%. Come on, buddy. Woo-woo. Upon seeing the reply in the comments section, Youzhi felt that the world still had some color. Look, look. There are good people in this world. He must be very handsome. Received suggestions, change hairstyle and outfit, difficulty level 3 stars, upon completion, you will receive an F.level reward treasure chest. Holding his phone, Youzhi finally received a serious advice of 800 yuan and stood up from the rooftop. A truly strong person will never resent the current difficulties. Self-pity and self-pity are useless. Self-support is the only option to break free from the quagmire. Throughout this vast world, the species that can survive are never the most beautiful, nor are they the strongest, or even the smartest. They are the most ordinary and able to react and act according to the current situation. Pushing open the small door on the rooftop, Youzhi, who had completed his PUA, quickly ran down the dormitory building. Running out of the school amidst the gaze of his classmates, he plunged into the life street at the entrance of the school. After 1 hour. A black suit, a white vest, a pair of white casual shoes, and a pair of black framed glasses with no degree have been equipped on Youzhi. Sitting in front of the mirror at the barbershop, Youzhi's lips trembled as he looked at the new hairstyle that the male and female teacher Tony had given him. As I scanned and paid for teacher Tony, the last 50 yuan also disappeared. Looking at this new image that was exchanged for 515 yuan, Li Youzhi's face gradually turned grim. He really wants to give the suggestion giver a cold beating now. What kind of advice did he give? I used to be just ugly, but now I'm so tacky and ugly. That. Classmate, please remain calm. On the side, Tony watched carefully as his teacher shrank his neck and silently put away the scraper on the workbench. Realizing that teacher Tony was trembling with resentment emanating from his body, Li Youzhi took a long breath. Forget it, don't argue with this pitiful and ugly monster anymore. When you enter the door, you should realize that sticking a photo of an ordinary-looking celebrity on the wall is definitely not very aesthetically pleasing. Thinking about it, he took out his phone and took a selfie. Beep. User successfully completed a suggestion detected, reward level F treasure box X1, detected user completing suggestion for the first time, newbie benefits are being distributed. Chest level +2, the C.level reward treasure chest is currently being opened, congratulations to the user for obtaining the skill. Russian specialization. Explanation. After use, you can immediately understand all the grammar of Russian and have a sufficient Russian vocabulary for daily communication. P.S. Vocabulary is foul language, but Davari is faith. With the sound of prompts, scenes, and corresponding sounds emerging in Li Youzhi's mind, he suddenly skipped over quickly. Amidst the gunfire, the tall figure standing on the trench shouted out. In the dimly lit factory, a small man surrounded by workers shouted loudly. On the banks of the Volga River, covered in maple leaves, a melancholic poet murmurs one scene after another quickly fused in Li Youzhi's mind, and a large amount of information flooded into his memory, making him feel dizzy and dizzy. He closed his eyes according to the swollen temples. I don't know how long it took, but when he opened his eyes again, he saw Tony, the teacher behind him, nervously hiding behind the chair. Classmate, if you think your hairstyle is not good, let's adjust it. If it's really not possible, I'll refund you half of the money. Sukabulet. Leaving aside the guilty Tony teacher, Li Youzhi turned around and took off a guitar used as decoration in the barbershop. Boss, I'll keep your student ID here. Can I borrow this one for you? Ah, it's done. Carrying a guitar and dressed in a black suit with a new hairstyle, Li Youzhi walked towards the door. Before leaving, Li Youzhi stopped and turned to point to the poster on the wall. Also, boss, I've replaced this poster in your store. Posting a more beautiful one can make you look more aesthetically high-end. Hey, Following the direction pointed by Li Youzhi, teacher Tony's expression immediately became strange. Damn it. That's Jin Yan, who is known as the most beautiful man in entertainment. If this is not beautiful enough, what kind of appearance is considered high-end? Damn it, people don't look very good, their vision is quite high. At the same time as Tony's criticism, Li Youzhi had already carried his guitar and headed straight towards the girls' dormitory. After integrating specialized Russian skills just now, Li Youzhi suddenly remembered something. The girl who sold her original body is a Russian major. The more he looked at his image, the more frustrated Li Youzhi became. He decided to vent his anger like a scumbag. When Li Youzhi appeared downstairs in the girls' dormitory, it immediately caused onlookers. In the environment of university campuses, gossip spreads faster than H1N1. In just a few hours, the story of Li Youzhi and Zhou Jingyao had already been spread among the masses of friends. Seeing de Gua Ben Gua appearing downstairs in the girls' dormitory, wearing a handsome suit and holding a guitar, the students who had just eaten the portion of Gua Ben Gua immediately gathered around. In the crowd, a figure wearing a sad frog pajama and holding a generation of small household instant noodles was taken aback. Chewing on the crispy noodles, Tu Susu's eyes flickered. He really changed his hairstyle, really changed his outfit, really wore black framed glasses. In an instant, a strange feeling rose from the bottom of Tu Susu's heart. This feeling is like playing with Barbie dolls on my own when I was a child. A sense of manipulation as an old mother arises naturally. However, her classmates around her have a different attitude. Help. He changed his hairstyle and outfit. Why does it look even funnier? Puff, I have to question the saying that people rely on clothes and horses rely on saddles. I laughed to death, but this guy was quite persuaded. I saw him shake his hands and comment before, someone asked him to change his hairstyle and outfit, and he really did it. His courage is commendable, but unfortunately his foundation is too poor. Beep. Received stunning value, 135 points, upon hearing a faint sound in his ear, as well as the discussions and pointing around him, Youzhi's heart was dripping with blood. In the first 20 years, no matter where I went, all I heard was, how did he look so awesome when he was lying in bed? How could I be mocked by such a group? Taking a deep breath, Youzhi felt that he should not be influenced by these evaluations. Is that because of my poor foundation? What level of Tony teacher outside this broken school is there in your heart? Do you not know the level of taste that the clothing store owner has when it comes to purchasing goods on Life Street? In order to avoid being unable to resist a head-on collision, Youzhi decided to temporarily open up the situation. My own conditions will definitely not be able to improve in a short period of time. Since this underlying logic cannot be broken, if we can blame others for their actions, we must not blame ourselves. The main focus is to refuse spiritual internal friction. Thinking of this, Youzhi started shouting at the girls' dormitory. Zhou Jingyao. I know you're here. Although you sold me as a salted fish, the love I've had for you in the past month is true. As the saying goes, there's a beginning and an end. I wrote you a song and now I'm giving it to you. As he shouted, laughter echoed around him once again. Everyone knows that Youzhi is putting gold on his face. What does it mean to have a beginning and an end? At first, you were sold online by someone else. Automatically blocking those mockery, Youzhi picked up his guitar. Before crossing over, he would play the guitar. Although it may not have reached the level of perfection, it is sufficient. As his fingertips flicked, the cheap guitar, originally only used for decoration, emitted a murky and deep string sound. Upon hearing this imperfect but inexplicably uplifting prelude, the students watching the excitement around gradually quieted down. In silence, Youzhi stared in the direction of the girls' dormitory building and spoke loudly. 20, like a traveler walking alone in the deep forest, his voice tired and hoarse. The unique pronunciation and curly tongue of Russian give his voice the texture of a minstrel. It seems that it is not singing, but telling a winding and turbulent epic. On the side, the students who had just quieted down burst out a low shout. Should I go, or in Russian? Hey! Isn't Zhou Jingyao a Russian major? He actually wrote a song specifically for Zhou Jingyao in Russian, The Deepest Love in Rongcheng. What does this lyrics mean? Can anyone understand it? I don't know, but it sounds very sad. Meanwhile, on the outdoor corridor on the second floor of the dormitory. Looking at Youzhi, who was singing passionately downstairs, Zhou Jingyao, dressed in a white long dress and with black hair, curled her lips and a hint of pride flashed on her face. This person is really just a licking dog. He insists on adding acting to himself. It's been some time now, and he even manages to sing love songs downstairs in people's dormitories, low to death. Hearing what she said, several roommates and sisters beside her also gave out a burst of sneers. Oh, isn't this a negative indication that our Yao Yao has charm? Yeah, yes, a licking dog that was sold for 50 yuan is so affectionate. If you really talked to him for a month, he wouldn't have to sacrifice himself. The few people who were praising didn't notice that a little old lady with silver hair was standing on the outdoor corridor. The old man frowned tightly when he heard the discussion of several people. She looked at Zhou Jingyao and then at Youzhi downstairs. At this point, Youzhi has already moved the singing part of the main song to the end. With a low hum, his singing suddenly became louder. Upon hearing his almost gritted teeth singing and his powerful Russian pronunciation, Zhou Jingyao let out a few gasps. Why are you so eager while singing? Yeah, I feel like the taste is a bit off. This time, the little old lady couldn't resist. I remember you guys are majoring in Russian, right? I've seen you guys in my class, can't you guys understand the meaning of this song? Upon hearing her voice, Zhou Jingyao and the others were startled. Sunday teacher Sunday. Seeing their professional course teacher, Zhou Jingyao and others quickly respectfully greeted each other. Glancing coldly at a few students, Professor Sun Jihua of the Foreign Language Department looked down at Li Youzhi downstairs. If you don't love me just go die. I will break your wings bite through your lips completely destroy your body, if you don't love me, then go die. Ah! Upon hearing what Sun Jihua said, Zhou Jingyao and others were confused. Teacher Sun, what are you talking about? Sun Jihua turned around with his hands resting on the railing, his gaze strange and angry. The meaning of the lyrics. Fortunately, you guys are also Russian majors. The young man downstairs curses you to death, and you're still here thinking he's singing a love song for you. Sigh. Classmate, remember today. When you get old, look back and think about it. Among the many pursuers you abandoned like shoes, there is one with a gorgeous soul. From the surface, this young man may not be worthy of you. But from the inside, it's his luck that he didn't walk with you. After saying these words, Sun Jihua walked away without looking back. Behind her, the eyes that looked at Zhou Jingyao became brilliant. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Be thorough in pretending and powerful in destroying. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. Be thorough in pretending and powerful in destroying. The song sung by Li Youzhi is called. In Chinese translation, it means, if you don't love me, go die. Although in his world of Russia, this song belongs to the category of spiritual boys, the musical literacy and artistic level of the fighting nation are still very high. The tone of the entire song is melancholic and the arrangement is full of epic feeling. The lyrics and music reveal the distinct love and hate of the Slavic people. This song can be said to be very suitable for Li Youzhi's current mood. Downstairs. After singing a song, Li Youzhi was already panting heavily. He remembers how to play the guitar, and he also remembers how to sing. But the condition of this body is really poor, not to mention its voice, and its lung capacity is also limited. Singing this kind of foreign language song can't go up high and down low. His singing ability can only be improved by 30.4% of what he did before his time traveling, or is it the result of his sore throat fighting tomorrow? But obviously, these 30.4% skills are enough to touch the surrounding audience. Not everyone is slacking off in the foreign language major at Agricultural University. The lyrics of this song, If I Don't Love You, I'll Die, were quickly translated. Sleeping trough, although I can't understand what every lyric is saying, it inexplicably leads me up. I just listened to it as a love song, who knew the lyrics were so powerful. Love, love. You sang well. I haven't heard of it before, can't it be original by the young man? Beep. Received stunning value, 2035 points. Upon hearing a faint system beep in his ear, Li Youzhi adjusted his breathing and silently called out the system panel. When he was at the barber shop just now, he had already experimented and only he could see this system panel. User. Li Youzhi, appearance. 31, temperament. 28, finance. 306, Huabei, skills. High-level execution ability, medium-level learning ability, amazing value. 2170 points, according to the current user level, every 1000 stunning points can increase 1 point in appearance or temperament attributes. That is to say, if Youzhi didn't sing a song with such great strength, he could only improve 2 attribute points. Shua. Li Youzhi silently pursed his lips, trying to resist the urge to curse wildly. From the current situation, a beauty score of 31 points is equivalent to my current moral character. Even if I further improve by 2 points, I estimate there will not be any fundamental improvement. On the contrary, temperament. As the biggest weakness at present, after 2 points of improvement, it can be elevated from the 20 range to the 30 range. Thinking of this, Li Youzhi silently proposed 2,000 stunning values and devoted himself to the aspect of temperament. As the speckled dots of light overflowed from the system panel, he felt a fragrance like pine and cypress rapidly pouring into his body. Feeling that all 4 limbs were washed away by this aura, Li Youzhi comfortably closed his eyes. When he opened his eyes again, the classmates around him were all stunned. Do you feel that the young man's gaze seems to be sharper? It looks like it's more lively than before, maybe it's due to a bad breath coming out of it. Drop. Received stunning value, 476 points. Is this okay too? Once again receiving stunning values, Li Youzhi, who had just undergone a baptism of temperament, raised his eyebrows. This bad breath, Youzhi hasn't come out yet. Ignoring the guidance of those around him, Li Youzhi placed his hands next to his mouth and shouted loudly at the girls' dormitory. Zhou Jingyao. Although you sold me, there is no real love between us. But thinking of meeting you again from now on, I will treat you as a stranger, so I still want to take this opportunity tonight to give you some advice. Firstly, remember to bring your phone when going to the cafeteria for meals in the future. There won't always be someone as kind as me who pays for you. Listening to Li Youzhi's heart-wrenching cries, the girls around couldn't help but sigh. What a heartfelt person. Even though she was sold on a salted fish, she still gave her gentle advice when she let go. I cried to death. However, just as a few little sisters were sighing, Li Youzhi's tone changed. Secondly, don't be bald when eating noodles in the future. It's really embarrassing to see the other side covered in oil. Thirdly, eat less garlic as eating too much can lead to farting. Fourth, the first 3 points are not important. The important thing is that you sold me on a salted fish, which is a human trafficking. Please don't be ignorant and illegally profit from that 50 yuan to me. Puff. Hearing Li Youzhi's heart-wrenching shout, the classmates around sprayed. Why is this person lying in bed so funny? I laughed my head off. This young man is ruthless. Zhou Jingyao is probably going to become famous throughout the entire agricultural university in the future. Zhou Jingyao was unlucky enough to have offended such a master. But she did a good job. Beep. Received stunning value, 721 points. With the laughter of his classmates around him, Li Youzhi's ear once again rang out with a stunning light cry worth recording. Meanwhile, on a balcony on the 3rd floor of the women's dormitory, Zhou Jingyao, whose chest was constantly heaving with anger, suddenly pushed aside the clothes dried on the balcony. Go through WeChat and quickly collect the red envelope and get lost. Stupid. Looking at Zhou Jingyao's blurry figure, Li Youzhi took out his phone and indeed saw a friend application from a stranger. After clicking the pass button, an ID named Yaoguang Qingsha immediately sent a red packet. Quickly receiving the red packet, Li Youzhi quickly took a screenshot of his WeChat account while the other party had not yet blocked him. Then he opened the confession wall of the school. Online sale of a goddess named VX from the Department of Foreign Languages at Agricultural University. She has a sweet and beautiful voice, long legs and thin waist, and needs to be licked by a dog. P.S. Before purchasing, please note that this goddess has a darker heart. If the bull demon king gets involved, he will have to plow the fields, and if Sun Wukong gets involved, he will have to perform a tightrope walk. Ultraman and other partners will have to ride in wheelchairs. There is now a special price of 2.51 yuan, and it will be automatically shipped if purchased. Sending out this message in the second-hand section of the confession wall, Li Youzhi breathed a long sigh of relief. Looking at the 50 yuan in my VX wallet. He is satisfied. What does the original owner have that he can't control, but he wants to prostitute your Zhiga for free? There's no way. Zhiga has lost his appearance, and he absolutely does not allow others to take anything else. Picking up his guitar, Youzhi waved to the onlookers and walked along the path that the crowd had given way to outside the school. He walked out of the crowd for not long before a burst of laughter erupted from behind. Look at the school confession wall. Sleeping in bed, this guy sold Zhou Jingyao back. The unit price is 2.5 cents, or will it be shipped automatically? Warehouse, warehouse, warehouse. No, sisters, who can help me? My belly hurts when I laugh. This person is too special. Beep. Received stunning value, 2,755 points. Listening to the laughter behind him and the system prompt sound in his ear, Youzhi slowly faded into the night. Deeply concealing achievements and fame, end of this chapter. Chapter 4. Classic, this is really too classic. Seeking follow.up reading, Seeking the Moon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 Classic, this is really too classic. Seeking follow.up reading and monthly pass. When Youzhi returned to the dormitory, it was already 8 p.m. This is the busiest time in the dormitory, but Youzhi's 404 dormitory is very quiet. The reason for this is that out of the 6 people's dormitories, 4 of them have already taken off. By the end of this semester, only Youzhi and another single roommate remained in the dormitory. However, in recent times, even this last bachelor has become obsessed with Tarkov, going to internet cafes every day. In fact, there is only Youzhi left in the dormitory. The benefits of having fewer people. Returning to the dormitory, I saw my only roommate unexpectedly not coming back. Youzhi plunged into the lower bunk next to the window and silently opened the system panel. After a night of tinkering, the user information of the system has changed. User. Youzhi, appearance. 31, temperament. 30, financial resources. 50, wallet, 0.306, Huabei, skills. High-level execution ability, medium-level learning ability, Russian proficiency, amazing value. 4,009 points, although it has improved the temperament attributes of 2 points, the overall evaluation has not changed as a result. Looking at the stunning balance of over 4 points, Youzhi couldn't help but touch his chin and ponder his own route of adding points. The beauty attribute is easy to understand, which is whether the face looks pretty or not. But this temperament attribute is worth considering. As is well known, a person's attractiveness is not determined by their appearance. There are many people in this world who are good-looking but immediately feel like they have a diaphragm. For example. Why not count it? Similarly, there are some people who, despite their ordinary appearance, have an indescribable quality in their every move and gesture, yet they can't help but feel close and admired. For example, the world belongs to us, and it belongs to you as well. From this, it can be seen that although appearance is the key, temperament is the ceiling. Now, looking at his remaining cheering value of over 4,000, Youzhi did not hesitate and directly chose his beauty attribute. Go to his mother ceiling. Zhiga, who doesn't even have a foundation, is going to take a knocker first. That's right, it's just so impetuous. Yes/no, are you sure you want to consume 4,000 stunning points to enhance your appearance attributes? Seeing the prompt on the system panel, Youzhi did not hesitate to choose yes. As the options were determined, the stunning values in the system turned into speckled brilliance, rushing towards Youzhi's round face. In an instant, Youzhi felt as if there were a pair of invisible big hands gently massaging his face. The facial features seemed to be slowly changing with the warm feeling. This feeling is like transforming into the initial model of a certain 3A masterpiece, accepting fine-tuning and facial contouring from players. After about 10 minutes, Youzhi slowly opened his eyes and picked up the small mirror on the windowsill. Compared to the previously unrecognizable appearance of the original owner, some changes can still be seen in the reshaped face, the nose bridge, which was originally like a landslide, straightened for so long. The originally bulky eyelids have also become thinner, revealing their original double eyelids. Although the whole face is still stubbornly maintaining a circular shape, at first glance, there is already a preliminary sense of three-dimensionality. Looking at his new image in the mirror, Youzhi worked hard to raise a smile. Then, his smile couldn't hold back. Woo, it's so disgusting, this is really disgusting. Disgusting. Suppressing strong disgust, Youzhi took a full-body selfie of himself in front of the big mirror by the bed, and once again opened the shake hands account. I don't know when his number of followers who shook hands unexpectedly increased to over 70. Encouraged by some popularity, Youzhi quickly sent out the newly released selfie. I have already changed my hairstyle and outfit. I am online asking how to further improve in the future. Unlike before, this time when Youzhi's work was just sent out, there was an immediate response in the comments section. Wow. Although I still feel a bit down overall, I have to say that after changing my hairstyle, I look much more energetic than before. Indeed, in the previous work, the little brother was dressed sloppily. Now that I've tidied up the whole thing, it feels really different. So, there are no ugly people, only lazy people. Anyone who treats themselves with care can receive rewards. Seeing this small change, I also feel like I need to take myself seriously. Tomorrow, I will also go and change my hairstyle. Beep. Received stunning value, 45 points. Upon seeing the replies from netizens in the comments section, Youzhi's heart was filled with despair. This face only reached the level of Iraq after being improved. What else do you have to boast about? What is this aesthetic level? Woo, relying on advice from you people with such low aesthetic standards, when will Giga be able to return to the peak of his beauty? And Giga, I came here to seek advice. Isn't it okay to come here and make you little licking dogs? However, just as he was about to go to the comments section to make a few sentences and encourage everyone to be more practical and offer more opinions, the calm comments section suddenly refreshed with more than a dozen replies. Coming here in admiration, is this cockroach selling girls' contact information on the school confession wall? Oh did you get this hairstyle at your second aunt's house at the village entrance? I can't laugh anymore, my family. If I look like this, I wouldn't even feel embarrassed to go out. He even dares to take selfies. For this kind of person, my suggestion is to find a bottle of sulfuric acid to splash on your face. For you, disguising yourself is equivalent to plastic surgery. Rubbish. Begging for love can't sell a girl's VX watch on a white wall. You're so poor that your bitter tea leaves holes, right? The girl was harassed by a bunch of men like you, crying to the point of collapse. You still have the face to take selfies here. Why don't you die? From microblog, this rubbish will not be returned to the internet, and all sisters present here are responsible. Received suggestion, pour sulfuric acid on your face, difficulty level 10 stars, complete to obtain an S.level treasure chest. Received suggestion, to die, difficulty level is 10 stars, and upon completion, you can obtain an S.level treasure chest. Received suggestion, to die, +1 +2 +3 +4 +5. Looking at the pile of suggestions quickly refreshing on the system panel, Youzhi actually calmed down. Can the garbage system be a bit more intelligent? Can suggestions like, go to hell, not be included in the list of suggestions that should be pulled out and executed? This is not a suggestion at all, it's clearly a curse, okay. What's even more uncomfortable is completing the reward looks quite impressive. It's an S.level treasure chest. After adjusting his breathing, Youzhi decided to ignore those cursed suggestions. Laugh to death, I don't have the courage to die at all. There are many curses that don't oppress me, and many curses that don't oppress me. Folding over 30 cursed suggestions accumulated on the system panel and quickly adjusting his emotions, Youzhi followed the clues revealed in these comments and opened Weibo. In a circle of topics called Fairy, Youzhi effortlessly discovered the source of the event. That's a short essay. Help. The contact information was hung on the school confession wall by the man below. What should I do, sisters? The thing is like this. There was a negative scoring man who was courting me before, and I didn't want to have any contact with him, so I hung his WeChat on Xianyu and sold it. Today, this guy found out that he had found my dormitory and threatened me with death downstairs. What's even more outrageous is that he hung my VS on the confession wall. Now there are many nauseating men who add me and insult me with various words. In the face of those sewer speeches, I was really nauseated to the sisters. Now I am so nervous that I cry hoarse and the whole person is trembling. Leaving aside the fact that I sold him VX, this person is really terrifying. I'm so scared and helpless now, sisters, please help me. Attached is the shaking hand teleportation gate of the man below _______________________ Yen. After reading this passionate essay, Youzhi nodded deeply. It's really too classic, Fairy Zhou. Putting aside XX and not talking about this script, it can be said that you have completely understood it. P.S. You have one vote, I have one vote, and the second fool will soon make his debut. You keep reading, I keep reading, so that new books won't explode. Brothers and sisters, use your small hand to make a fortune. Click on your monthly ticket, click on your investment, and follow each chapter with your paid account. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. See if I can mess with you to death. Seeking follow. Up reading. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. See if I can mess with you to death. Seeking follow. Up reading. Surprised by the profound boxing skills of that short essay, Youzhi closed Weibo and returned to the comments section where he shook his hands. Most of the people who originally followed Youzhi's Douyin account were students from Agricultural University, and they knew the causes and consequences of the situation. Now seeing the fairies on Weibo, regardless of the situation, they are charging Youzhi in standing up to express their grievances. However, the difference in quantity, as well as the fairies' tendency to disregard facts, make these defenses seem insignificant. In less than half an hour, Youzhi's only 2 works had already been dominated by fairies in the comments section, completely turning into a sewer. At this time, there are 413 dormitories for female students at Agricultural University. Sue. Why don't we just forget it? There are too many people across the street. They painted hundreds of floors in just over 20 minutes, and there are only 4 of us. We can't beat them. On the upper bunk, Susu's roommate Han Duo, with a bitter face, pointed to the comments section on her phone screen. The other 3 roommates also reluctantly put down their phones, indicating that they were indeed powerless. Seeing that his teammates couldn't resist this wave of headwinds, Susu, lying on the bed holding her phone, wrinkled her nose. What's wrong with you guys? I don't see you pitching so fast even when you're driving in the Black Canyon for 3.30. This is different from playing games. The combat power on the opposite side is too high, and boxing is done one by one. I really don't know how to curse people. Yeah, right. Can it be the same as playing games when facing these extreme female punches? Upon hearing this, Susu, wearing a sad frog pajama and hat, slowly raised her head and raised her delicate little eyebrows. Isn't this much more fun than games? Standing up with one bone and one bone, the duck sat on the bed. Susu extended a finger and said, "How fun this little guy is. It's rare to have someone who listens to advice and has such high execution ability. He can do whatever advice he gives him. Don't you think this has a kind of fun in cultivating games? Develop a game." 4 roommates were all taken aback. You say that, it seems like you really have a bit of that meaning. Human cultivation. When it comes to it, it really feels a bit like a few years ago when I played with traveling frogs. Bingo. Seeing his roommates getting stuck in their own rhythm, Susu snapped his fingers and said, "So, now someone is bullying our frog son, slandering him, humiliating him, and hitting him. What should we do? What should I do?" Omega, 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 Omega. After facing each other with 4 pairs of clear and foolish eyes, Susu lifted his chin. Of course it's to encourage him, comfort him, and make him not lose heart. / Upon hearing Susu's enlightenment, the 4 roommates who had nurtured maternal love were instantly filled with fighting spirit and picked up their phones again. On the other end, Youzhi, who was also holding his phone, took a deep breath. Although the comments section has been flooded by the fairies, the scattered comments still make him feel that there is still a beautiful world. Don't lose heart, young man. You're already great. As long as you keep going, I believe you'll have a day to counterattack sooner or later. After changing to a new hairstyle, I feel much more energetic. Great. Come on. There is still room for improvement. The matching of suits is not very perfect, perhaps because the young man is too fat, with a wealth bag at the back of his neck, and wearing a suit doesn't look straight. I suggest the young man lose weight. That's right, the young man is actually quite tall. He looks 1.778 meters tall. If he could reduce his weight by 30 pounds, he would probably look much better wearing clothes. Also, the quality of the suit you bought today looks too poor. Men may not have many clothes, but it's best not to make every piece of clothing too cheap. Considering that you are still a student and your conditions may not be as favorable, it is recommended to take on a part-time job to increase your income. Although it may seem secular to say so, the temperament of a man with money in his wallet is completely different from that of a man without money in his wallet. Money may not be too much, but one cannot be poor enough to lose confidence. Beep. Received suggestion, lose 30 pounds, difficulty level 5 stars, complete to obtain B.level treasure chest, received suggestion, find a part-time job, with a difficulty level of 2 stars. Upon completion, you will receive an F.level treasure chest. Seeing the 2 new suggestion items refreshed in the system, Youzhi took a deep breath. What is the most perfect state for a man? Rich in pocket, beautiful on face, top-notch temperament. I clearly have negative scores in all 3 aspects now, but improving one aspect first is also a solution. With this in mind, Youzhi decided to accept these 2 suggested tasks. He didn't take those little fairies who were cyberbullying him seriously. Just a group of extremely delicate and selfish giant babies, wasting a second with them is just one's immaturity. To see things, one must look at the essence. From the first second he was exposed to the internet, he had already put the blame on Zhou Jingyao. Little bitch smashing, writing short essays, online bullying Youzhi, right? Okay. You hit me, I hit me. You make me uncomfortable on the internet, and my brother will make you die in reality. Who instigates whose son smashes? Throwing his phone on the table, Youzhi rushed into the bathroom, washing and undressing in one go. He needs to go to bed early tonight to conserve his energy. Starting from tomorrow. Part-time, lose weight. The next morning, Youzhi got up early in the morning. Amidst the snoring of the male dormitory, he quietly walked out. Facing the rising sun at 6:30 in the morning, he once again arrived at the pedestrian street at the back door of the Agricultural University campus. Before falling asleep last night, he had already sorted out his thoughts. The 2 easiest suggestions to implement currently are finding a part-time job and losing weight, which are not actually in conflict. It's just about finding a part-time job that is the hardest and most tiring, with a higher salary. In this way, the money has also been earned and the fat has decreased. With this idea in mind, Youzhi quickly found a job running around the campus. This running company is not large in scale, and its main business is to run orders for nearby shops and dormitories at the Agricultural University. There is no base salary for billing per piece, ranging from 3 to 5 yuan per piece, and the company even provides a small electric donkey. It's perfect. After confirming the job responsibilities with the manager and adding each other on WeChat, Youzhi went straight to work. Not long after, he received his first part-time job. Xiaoji, warm breakfast shop, deliver 4 takeout orders to boys' dormitories. You go. Damn it. Upon hearing the manager's instructions, Youzhi immediately stood up and walked out of the store with the key to the small electric donkey. Standing on the pedestrian street around 8 o'clock in the morning, which had not yet been fully activated, Youzhi took a deep breath of the murky air mixed with car exhaust. Then, he took out a white hoodie from his carry-on bag, shook it open hard, and put it on his body. The hoodie is plain and even slightly yellowed due to wearing it for too long. But as soon as Youzhi put it on, he immediately caught the attention of a few scattered passers-by around him. Not for anything else, just because there are 2 lines of big characters prominently written on the back of the hoodie with a prominent red marker: the wise do not enter the river of love, and the unjust seed pays for licking. Under Zhou Jingyao's skirt, a defeated dog moves bricks back into her blood. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. With a slight move, the limit of this rank is known. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. With a slight move, the limit of this rank is known. The campus of Agricultural University is very large. From the pedestrian street to the dormitory area, it takes more than 10 minutes to walk, and when you get there, you have to climb stairs, so the amount of exercise is quite substantial. Youzhi picked up takeout from the breakfast shop and rode a small electric donkey towards the dormitory building. Around 8 o'clock in the morning is the time when many students wake up. Wearing a pure love war robe, Youzhi carried takeout and rode a small electric donkey along the way, which really caught the attention of many people. Sigh. What's the situation with this person? Zhou Jingyao. Which department is it from? It seems to be from the foreign language department. I heard that there was a boy who went to the girls' dormitory to sing last night, and it was quite a scene. Can't it be this guy? That's this guy. I'm a junior in the Department of Film and Television Literature, and my partner sent me a video yesterday. This guy is so miserable. He wanted to pursue the goddess, but was sold by the goddess on a salted fish. He spent over 1,000 yuan on living expenses in a month, only to finally realize that the opposite person was not the goddess herself, but a boy. So nah. Sadly urging, even licking the wrong target. Look at this, I've licked myself to bankruptcy, huh? Listening to the whispers around him, Youzhi ran along the dormitory corridor carrying takeout. In no time, the collar of his hoodie was soaked in sweat. Youzhi doesn't care at all about those discussions and evaluations. Shame. What's the relationship between losing his face and my brother Zhiga, Youzhi? And for the top beauty dog Youzhi, it is already the most shameful thing, compared to this. Everything else has become a negligible issue. Classmates, your breakfast has arrived. According to the address on the delivery bag, Youzhi knocked on the door of a dormitory. Smiling at the boys who had just woken up in the dormitory, he handed over the takeout. Thank you, buddy. Hey. The drowsy boy took breakfast and accidentally caught a glimpse of the 2 large characters on Youzhi's body, which immediately made him energetic. Brother, are you the one who posted on my social media last night, singing downstairs with a girl? Yes. Youzhi nodded and grinned. Are you? Not only do girls gossip, but boys also have a burning desire to eat melons. Placing takeout in the lower bunk on the side, several boys gathered around the room. As several people looked at him like monkeys, Youzhi let out a deep sigh. I've been a licking dog for a month and ordered takeout for my supposed goddess. I've run out of pocket money this semester. I can't help but come out and do a part-time job. How much did you spend? Seeing his appearance, the boy who just took delivery couldn't help but ask. At this moment, some students in the corridor also gathered around. Surrounded by a group of curious babies, Youzhi raised his eyebrows secretly. The opportunity to add to Zhou Jingyao's congestion has arrived. He wriggled his lips and sighed. Let me tell you something, brother, my family's condition is average, and my allowance is 3,000 yuan a semester. Usually I don't order meat dishes when I go to the canteen myself, and I have to consider buying a glass of lemonade from the Snow City. But in the past month, I gave it to Zhou Jingyao. Of course, it is my own opinion that Zhou Jingyao orders milk tea from Peach House Plus, takes out from Pizza Hut, and buys snacks from Three Squirrels. Now, I have only 50 yuan left all over my body. I dare not tell the family that the pocket money that could have been used at the end of the term has gone, and there is no way. At the end, Youzhi raised his head. Seeing his eyes red, filled with self-blame, regret, and even a hint of anger, all the boys present fell silent. The world is truly miserable. Brother, listen to my advice, if you don't have the strength, don't fall in love. Otherwise, it would be too hurt. In the midst of silence, Youzhi gave a heavy pat on the shoulder of the student carrying the takeout. After leaving a message, have a pleasant meal, remember to give a good review, he turned around in disappointment. Brother, wait a moment. A greeting broke the silence, and Youzhi stood still and turned around to see the boy who had just picked up his package chasing after him. Running in front of Youzhi, the boy didn't say a word and slapped 10 yuan into Youzhi's hand. Don't underestimate a little bit of meaning, it's like a brother buying you a pack of cigarettes. Shaking his head, Youzhi pushed the money back. I have gained my heart, but people always have to pay for their mistakes. Brother, hurry up and go back to eat. After finishing, hurry up and go to class. Learn more knowledge. Knowledge is different from girls, it pays at once, and the learning hand will always be yours. In this life, only you have forgotten its part, and there is no part of it betraying you. Pushing the money back forcefully, Youzhi turned around again and walked quickly towards the end of the corridor. At this point, his back had already been soaked in sweat for the most part. The red characters, "The wise do not enter the river of love," were stained with sweat, leaving bloodstains on the white clothes, which had a strong visual impact. Heavy footsteps echoed in the corridor. Combined with the desolate figure, the atmosphere in the entire dormitory corridor was suppressed. It was like the eve of a storm, so dull that one couldn't breathe. Beep. Received 266 stunning points. Upon hearing a system prompt sound in his ear, Youzhi curled his lips. At the same time. Click. I don't know who took out their phone in the corridor and pressed the shutter button towards Youzhi's back. It's so sad, lick the dog, lick it to the end and have nothing. The boy taking the photo grinned and shook his wit. Are you numb? Unexpectedly, his words aroused the anger of all the boys on site. Are you laughing at your mother? Is that really called a licking dog? That's clearly a miserable person trapped in love. If you want to laugh at that woman, why are you laughing at my brother? Is it really funny? Is it funny to put in effort? CNM. Taking a photo of the boy taking the photo on his phone, the boy in the hallway ran towards the end with a thud carrot downstairs of the dormitory. Brother, come on. Don't lose heart, it's her who doesn't deserve you, you deserve a better one. Looking up at the classmates who ran to the balcony to cheer for themselves, Youzhi smiled brightly and extended his thumb. As Youzhi watched a group of college students who were moved by his slight move, he couldn't help but secretly give himself a thumbs up. Externally, it definitely doesn't work, but Jiga's inner self still shines. With just a slight move, the limit of this rank is known. Just this acting skill, Jiga wants to ask. Still, there is, who? Activate the little electric donkey, and with the cheering of a group of people, Youzhi ran towards the outside of the school. Beep. Complete 2. Star suggestion, find a part-time job, reward F.level treasure chest. The treasure chest is being opened. Congratulations to the user, you have obtained the Physical Fitness Enhancement Agent X1, which indicates that after taking it, your physical strength and endurance have slightly increased. P.S. 1 box of 12 bottles, 1 bottle for refreshing and awakening the mind, 2 bottles for relieving fatigue, and 3 bottles for staying strong, bringing you long-lasting exercise energy. Yo roar. Upon hearing the reward prompt from the system, Youzhi grinned. Sure. With this thing, the weight loss plan will be even smoother. Dee. Just as he was thinking about it, a beep came from his phone. Seeing the running manager release the order again, he immediately responded with an immediate response. Facing the morning sun at 8 or 9 o'clock, Youzhi turned the electric switch of the little electric donkey to the bottom and sprinted towards the target with all his might. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Large Licking Dog Persuasion Scene. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7 Large Licking Dog Persuasion Scene Noon, 12.30. The 4th Canteen of Agricultural University. Zhou Jingyao was carrying a set meal of soy sauce bone rice, feeling uncomfortable all over. This discomfort has been going on since this morning and is becoming increasingly intense. Sitting at the dining table with her roommate Zhang Ling, before she could even break the disposable chopsticks, a soft conversation came from behind her. Hey, isn't that Zhou Jingyao? It's her, someone has posted her photo in the group. She's really pretty, but she looks like a person and doesn't do anything. Look at that little guy who's been fooled, TSK. When I came to the cafeteria just now, I saw him delivering takeout to our dormitory. It's such hot weather, sweating profusely, earning living expenses for 3 to 5 yuan per order. I feel heartbroken. Upon hearing the discussion behind her, Zhou Jingyao frowned and turned around. Noticing that she was looking over, the girls who were whispering quickly lowered their heads and picked up their food. It's inexplicable. Zhou Jingyao frowned and turned back, but just as she was preparing to eat, a pair of beautiful legs wrapped in white stockings suddenly stopped by her side. Yo, isn't this Sister Jingyao? How could it be that she came to the 4th canteen with such a big presence today? It's so down and out. I thought goddesses like Sister Jingyao would always have their spare tire brought to their mouths during meals. Upon hearing this eerie sound, Zhou Jingyao lifted her head. Seeing several girls in front of her, she pursed her lips. The girl in charge is called Song Jia, and the two of them are from the same department. They don't usually deal with each other very well. The reason for this is because Song Jiajia's ex-boyfriend putting down her chopsticks, Zhou Jingyao's face turned cold and said, "What are you talking nonsense about? Keep your mouth clean and don't talk nonsense about anything else." Cut. What kind of purity should I put on? Song Jiajia rolled her eyes and casually took out her phone, opening an on-campus group. Look at it yourself, what kind of guy did you make of him? The entire campus knows about it. Are you still pretending to be innocent? Looking at Zhou Jingyao with great interest, Song Jia smiled and said, "Miss Jingyao, you can be coquettish, but you can't be without kindness. In the future, if you have financial difficulties, you can start a live broadcast and shout to the camera, 'Big brother, baby.' How can you make a profit of 50.80 by selling meat while wiping the edges? Don't sell people on salted fish. A good male classmate, you sold him 50 yuan and ended up like this, disgusting. After doing this, you can't even keep a spare tire anymore. You're such a bitch and a fool." Beside my ears, there was Song Jia's mockery. In front of me is Youzhi's unique war robe. Watching Youzhi write her name on her, Zhou Jingyao's body began to tremble as he shuttled through the entire agricultural university campus. Angry. Zhou Jingyao, who had just bought a good meal and was no longer in the mood to eat, stood up and quickly left the cafeteria amidst the surrounding onlookers. Gasping for breath, she walked to the flower pond outside the cafeteria and then took out her phone with trembling hands. Fool. If I don't peel off that layer of skin from you today, even if I, Zhou Jingyao, have been working for 2 years at Agricultural University for nothing. Gritting her teeth, she opened her WeChat address book and quickly clicked on the top-ranked contact in a group called Fish Pond. Hansheng, are you there? I've encountered some situations where a lunatic chased me before and I didn't agree. Now he's running around the school with my name written on his clothes. Can you find him and talk to him? I'm really scared of him doing this. This person is too extreme. A voice message was sent out, and Zhou Jingyao took a deep breath. After waiting for a full half-minute, the other end finally replied to the message. If we were to keep this reply speed normal, Zhou Jingyao would definitely let the other party down for a day. But now, in an urgent need to address Li Youzhi's issue, she immediately clicked on the voice message. Yao Yao, we've known each other for so long, and I can roughly understand your thoughts. Since you don't love me, don't waste your time. You don't need to contact me anymore, I'm afraid my roommates will see me and laugh at me. Shua. You idiot. After listening to that voice message with great hope, Zhou Jingyao's excellent expression management ability collapsed. With a twisted face and gritted her teeth, she immediately opened the second contact person. Ah, how, are you there? I'm in some trouble here. I'm so upset now. Do you have time to come out for a while? This time, the information finally received a second response. I don't have time, I can't go out, I'm afraid you'll hang me up like a salted fish. Zhou Jingyao finally regained her smile on her face, and this time, it completely froze. She collapsed and blacklisted these two contacts, taking a long time to finally stabilize her emotions. Trembling with her hands, she rummaged back and forth in her address book several times before finally stopping her gaze at one of them. Clicking on the friend's profile picture, she exhausted all her life skills and produced what she believed to be the gentlest and most innocent voice. Old classmate, what are you doing? Today, I passed by the school basketball court and saw those boys playing basketball. Suddenly, your shadow flashed in front of me. It's been over 2 years since graduation, and I haven't seen you play basketball for a long time. Hi, I think it's still better when I was in high school. Every day, I sit in the classroom carefree and just look up, and I can see you, a fool, running on the court. Unlike now. There are so many things that make me gasp for breath. Controlling her breath, Zhou Jingyao finished speaking in one breath and sent it out. She clenched her phone tightly. The boy in contact is her high school sports committee member. The two of them are not in the same school, but the boy is also attending university in this city. Zhou Jingyao felt that she couldn't count on the spare tire on campus now. All hope left is this one. The sports committee did not disappoint her expectations, and after a few seconds, they sent continuous messages for several days. What's wrong? Yao Yao, have you encountered any difficulties? Are you at school now? I'll go over now. Upon hearing this self-questioning and answering reply, which was like a machine gun, Zhou Jingyao snorted and squinted her eyes. Li Youzhi, wait for me. It has been proven that Li Youzhi did not find the wrong part-time job. Running around is really tiring. There are many students from Agricultural University and there are also many nearby shops. Especially in restaurants and supermarkets, there is a considerable demand for running errands. There's no way, the draw for Huang Tuan and Lan Heng is too high now. Most of the costs of the platform are passed on to partner merchants through profit sharing, so if the prices of products sold online do not increase, the profits will be squeezed very low. The dormitory area of Agricultural University is not far from the off-campus living area, so most merchants will place advertisements in the dormitory area. After receiving a call from a student, they will ask Run to deliver the things. In this way, the students bought an affordable item, and the merchants only needed to pay for running errands. As long as they threw out the capitalists, it was a win-win situation. No, it's a triple win. Besides the buyer and seller, there is also Li Youzhi. In the morning, Li Youzhi ran a total of more than 20 orders. Until just over 1 o'clock, the sun was hanging high above the person's head, causing their scalp to tingle. They were still rushing around carrying takeout. The daily routine of contemporary college students is generally 1 to 2 hours later than that of office workers. In other places, the lunch rush has already passed, but in college, it's just beginning. At the end of March, the temperature in Rongcheng was already very high. Bathed in the scorching sunshine, Li Youzhi's exposed skin turned 2 degrees black throughout the morning. Sweat trickled down the headband of the helmet, wetting the dry and wet hoodie again. The hoodie, covered in sweat and alkali, was tightly attached to the body, feeling extremely uncomfortable. "Classmate, your spicy chicken and dry pot chicken gizzards are here. The boss gave you 2 bottles of mineral water, wishing you a pleasant meal." Downstairs in the dormitory, another takeout was delivered, and Li Youzhi gave the customer a big smile. "All right. Brother, I just saw about you in the WeChat group. We have decided to have takeout outside the school in the future, and you have been designated to deliver it. Take this water and drink it. If you're tired, take a break. Come on." The student who took the initiative to come downstairs to pick up takeout patted Li Youzhi's shoulder and stuffed the water sent by the merchant into his hand. Then, this guy picked up his phone and aimed the camera at Li Youzhi to shoot a short video. "Brothers, take a look, my senior brother in the film and television literature department, Zhiga. Legend has it that the hero pays for love. If you have any running lists in the future, arrange for Zhiga to go to the Olympics." As he sent out the video, the group immediately heard a reply of "received." "I just said that I didn't even have a chance to catch my breath all morning, so why did you arrange all the male dormitories for me?" Facing the encouraging gaze from his classmates, Li Youzhi grinned. "Thank you very much." Li Youzhi is sincerely grateful. "Although I was a bit tired, my income this morning was quite substantial. On average, based on a single order of 4 yuan, I earned 80 or 90 yuan this morning. Salary is secondary, mainly. Really losing weight." After running all morning, Li Youzhi felt that his legs had become thin. Sweating so loudly, after persisting for a month, "Can't I still lose weight?" "Thank you, brother. If you want takeout in the future, you don't need to go downstairs to pick it up. I'll take it to your dormitory." During the morning, there was a significant loss of water in his body. This time, Li Youzhi did not refuse his classmates' kindness. After receiving the mineral water, he waved his hand to his classmate and rushed to the next order without stopping. However, as soon as he got on the little electric donkey, a figure stood in front of him. "Li Youzhi, right. Come on, come down, let's talk." Li Youzhi raised his head and looked at the sturdy man who was definitely not exaggerated, standing 2 meters tall in front of him and even blocking his gaze. He blinked his eyes. Shua. Akaji Gangxian ran out of the animation. P.S. Starting from tomorrow, we will update 2 chapters together at noon every day for the convenience of the old man to follow up. Then. Seek collection, seek follow-up reading, seek monthly tickets, seek investment. Wow. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Spare tire discouraging device. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. Spare tire discouraging device. The sudden appearance of a huge object really startled Li Youzhi. The flustered small and medium-sized electric donkey almost fell to the ground without being held, while the bucket of pure water loaded on the car couldn't be stopped and rolled to the ground with a ding-dong sound. The height of the other person is not the main issue, the problem is that this person is also very strong. Just poke at that, it feels like the sky is obscured from the sun and the moon is nowhere to be seen. Looking at the other person's sturdy arms, Li Youzhi frowned and picked up the bucket of water on the ground. He stood up and said, "Classmate, what are you asking me for? Do you know Zhou Jingyao?" Li Youzhi lowered his head and glanced at Li Youzhi, who was carrying a bucket of water. The strong man lifted the small electric donkey with one hand and set it aside. Li Youzhi understands now. This is a licking dog sent by Zhou Jingyao. No, it's a thug. Realizing that the other party had come to stand up for Zhou Jingyao, Li Youzhi looked at the basketball vest in front of the strong man and the school emblem of Jiaotong University. He smiled and said, "Classmate, isn't it from Agricultural University? Don't worry about which school I'm from, I'll ask you what's wrong with the clothes on you." Seeing that Li Youzhi had no fear of himself, the strong man felt contemptuous and grabbed Li Youzhi's hoodie. "Hey!" Coincidentally, on the balcony of the male dormitory, a boy was collecting his underwear. When he saw Li Youzhi being pulled by a strong man's collar, he immediately ran back to the dormitory. "It's not good anymore. The warrior who paid for love has been sanctioned." "Where? Where?" "Downstairs. Let's go downstairs." "Damn it, then we're still waiting for the dry chicken to protect our warriors." With a flurry of chickens and dogs jumping inside the male dormitory, a group of boys in various shapes, some wearing slippers, some barefoot, some wearing pants, and some bare-armed, rushed out in a short while. Seeing Li Youzhi almost lifted up by a strong man downstairs, everyone immediately surrounded him. "Damn it, do you want to take action? Put my Zhiga down. Security guard, go call security guard." Seeing a group of boys surrounding him, the strong man was also stunned. He gave Li Youzhi a deep glance and said unexpectedly, "I can't tell. You have a good reputation in your school." At this moment, Li Youzhi's heart was no longer flustered. It's not because the classmates in the male dormitory came out to support him, but through observation just now, he felt that the strong man in front of him was not brainless. Although the other party shows a domineering attitude, they are actually quite restrained in their actions. Moreover, from the fact that the other party immediately asked about the clothes, it can be seen that this person's relationship with Zhou Jingyao is not close. After all, if it were the licking dog next to Zhou Jingyao, I should have heard of what has happened in the past 2 days. Thinking about it, Li Youzhi chuckled. "Classmate, if I'm not mistaken, Zhou Jingyao asked you to come." The strong man remained silent, which can be considered as acquiescence. Realizing that he had guessed correctly, Li Youzhi shrugged his shoulders and said, "She definitely wouldn't tell you why this situation happened today." As he spoke, he turned to look at the classmates who supported him and loudly said, "Brothers, who among you can promote Zhou Jingyao's story to this classmate?" Encouraged by Li Youzhi, a group of boys gossiped about the widely circulated gossip at Agricultural University these past 2 days. After listening to these, the strong man was clearly taken aback. "No, the Zhou Jingyao I know is not such a girl. I met her in our freshman year of high school, and she is so innocent." Noticing the confusion and struggle in the eyes of the big man, Li Youzhi has completely understood. This Nima is a seasoned licking dog. With a faint sigh, Li Youzhi lightly patted the hand that the big man was holding onto his collar. "Brother, I'll ask you a few questions for you to think about." Regardless of whether the big man agreed or not, Li Youzhi spoke up and asked, "You must have liked her since you've known her for so many years, right?" The big man nodded without hesitation. Li Youzhi grinned and said, "After all these years, have you ever held hands with her or kissed her? Have you put in a lot of effort? Except for this time today, she hasn't given you any hope, has she?" As Li Youzhi asked questions one by one, the strong man held onto his collar and slowly loosened his grip. In the end, Li Youzhi's heel finally fell to the ground again. After tidying up the deformed hoodie that had been caught, Li Youzhi patted the big man's arm. "Brother, good luck to you." Leaving this sentence, Li Youzhi helped up the small electric donkey that had fallen on the roadside and propped it up. Carrying a bucket, slowly walked towards the dormitory building on the east side. When the temperature reached its hottest point of the day, Li Youzhi's sweat had already flowed down his body. With every step he took, sweat dripped down his cheeks and bloomed into a small black flower. Silently watching Li Youzhi's back for a moment, the the strong man slowly turned around. Ding dong. His phone rang in his pocket, and he took out a voice message from Zhou Jingyao. Yao Guan lightly said, "Have you found that lunatic?" Glancing at the boys from the agricultural university who had not yet dispersed, the strong man picked up his phone. Xing Yu. Found it. Yao Guan lightly said, "That's great. Hurry up and peel off the clothes on him. Ask him to apologize to me. Remember to record a video." Xing Yu. "I'm sorry Yao Yao, I can't do it." Yao Guan lightly sprinkled, "What do you mean? What does it mean that you can't reach him? You can't just beat him, can you? If he resists you, beat him. You're so strong, I can count on you now. Don't let me down." Xing Yu. "Yao Yao, do you still remember when you celebrated your birthday in the second semester of high school? I bought you a necklace with the money my mother used to buy me new sneakers. Later, I wore worn-out sneakers and played basketball for a semester. Every time I got off the court, my feet would be worn out. But you never wore that necklace. Yao Yao, there's actually something I want to tell you." Yao Guan lightly said, "What's going on?" Xing Yu said, "I have a girlfriend now. She's from the same school. She's not tall, and she's not as beautiful as you. But every time I play basketball, she shows up. Every time I score, rebound, and block, she jumps with joy. After every game, she hands me a towel, warm water, and takes my dirty jersey back to wash it clean. I think it's not true love when only one person gives and makes the other person feel comfortable. So." Looking back, he glanced at Li Youzhi's already small figure, and the strong man sent out his last message. "Good luck to you." As he uttered this final voice, a burst of cheers erupted from the agricultural university boys behind him who were listening with their ears perked up. Roar. "Brother, you're amazing. Congratulations on breaking free from the sea of suffering." As they rushed up and slapped the strong man, everyone burst into laughter and shouting. "How many times is this? All the known spare tires of Zhou Jingyao's school have been licked off. Now, counting this, Zhou Jingyao is probably already dry, right? It's my Zhiga who's causing trouble. It's like licking a dog's spare tire brake. 3 words to discourage the spare tire, 6 is still my Zhiga 6. Beep. Received 353 stunning points. In another dormitory building, Li Youzhi, who was panting and carrying buckets of water up the stairs, blinked his eyes. "Hey! Does this also generate revenue? P.S. We need to wait for the next chapter and make some modifications." End of this chapter. Chapter 9. When a problem cannot be solved. It means it does not. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. When a problem cannot be solved. It means it is not big enough. Li Youzhi ran until after 9 p.m. and finally dragged his tired body back to the dormitory. Before coming into this world, Li Youzhi worked out year-round to manage his body shape. It has to be said. Compared to working, the amount of exercise in fitness is simply scum. Lying in bed, Li Youzhi took out his phone, opened WeChat's exercise routine, and looked at it. Good guy. Even with a small electric donkey sharing a portion of the exercise load, the daily exercise steps on WeChat skyrocketed to over 30,000. You know, a large part of these 30,000 steps were climbing stairs. However, on this day, I have gained a lot. From around 8 in the morning until 9 in the evening, except for a short rest after 4 in the afternoon, Li Youzhi was always running on the road. By the way, he managed to run over 60 orders that day. By calculation, the commission for running orders alone earned over 300 yuan. There are more than one running around near Agricultural University, and as many students today have designated Li Youzhi to deliver, his company has inadvertently placed more orders. When the manager settled his salary at night, he specially gave him an extra bonus of 20 yuan. If calculated this way, the income for that day would reach 360 yuan. Li Youzhi never dreamed that when he arrived at this time and space, his first job, which was most likely to earn over 10,000 yuan a month, would be running errands. However, compared to his salary of over 300 yuan, Li Youzhi's biggest gain may be his own weight. Before leaving in the morning, he specifically used an electronic weight scale left by someone in the dormitory to measure. After waking up in the morning, his weight on an empty stomach and bare buttocks was 92 kilograms. After a busy day, I drank 6 or 7 bottles of mineral water crazily, and surprisingly, my weight dropped to 91.5 kilograms. Although I knew in my heart that most of the weight I lost on this first day was due to the water in my body. However, Li Youzhi is aware that with the serious lack of exercise left by the original owner, as long as he perseveres, there should be no problem losing 20 pounds within a month. After lying down for a while and regaining some strength, Li Youzhi took a shower with cold water in the bathroom. Then, he plunged into the bed. Lying in bed, feeling the gurgling sound of his stomach from not eating late, Li Youzhi raised the corner of his mouth. Thinking of the part-time job and weight loss advice given to him by netizens, Li Youzhi, who was exhausted and immediately fell asleep, reached out his thumb in bed. Sure enough, if you want to make a comeback in life, you have to listen to advice. Sleeping with hunger, well, you still have to lose weight tomorrow when you wake up. Losing weight and not eating at night, invisibly saving at least 10 yuan, didn't you earn an extra 10 yuan today? Today. Win thoroughly. For the next week, Li Youzhi strictly followed the rhythm of the first day, going to bed and waking up early, and working to improve his physical fitness. The only difference is that more and more people at Agricultural University know Li Youzhi. Every day when delivering goods, when I see him wearing a white war robe, some students take the initiative to greet him and cheer him on. Whenever Li Youzhi meets someone who expresses goodwill towards him, he will reply with a big smile. Since sending Akaji Gangxian over that day, Zhou Jingyao hasn't made much noise. Li Youzhi is also too lazy to pay attention. In his fulfilling and busy life, only when he returned to his dormitory every night, shook his hands, and saw those little fairies still online abusing him in the comments section, could he remember such a woman. Until the 15th day of his part-time job. At around 2 p.m., while Li Youzhi was rushing to order takeout from a milk tea shop, his phone rang. Li Youzhi thought it was a reminder, but when he saw that Lai Xian was actually the supervisor of the original owner, he quickly answered the phone. Hello. Li Youzhi, if you have time now, please come over to the supervisor's office. Upon hearing the voice of the guide, Li Youzhi was taken aback. The original protagonist has a relatively introverted personality and does not cause trouble in daily life, so he is not very familiar with the guide. What could happen if something suddenly happens now? Teacher, what can I do for you? You come over first. The guide from the foreign language school came to me and said a girl complained about you. Come over, I'll work with you, and we'll solve the problem. Oh. Yes, I'll be right there. Li Youzhi, holding the phone, suddenly realized. Damn it, the ghost is lingering. Just say how Zhou Jingyao has been so calm these past few days. I dare to hold back her big moves here. Putting down the phone, Li Youzhi pursed his lips. After making some plans in my heart, I activated the little electric donkey. More than 10 minutes later. After delivering the order in his hand, Li Youzhi arrived at the 3rd floor of the vocational education building. He knocked on the door of the supervisor's office and heard a "enter" sound inside. He gently pushed the door in. Seeing 2 teachers, a man and a woman, in the office, he bowed slightly. Hello teacher. Hey, Li Youzhi, this is teacher who from the School of Foreign Languages. There was a girl who had some conflicts with you before, and teacher who came to solve this problem. The speaker is Zhang Chenbin, the supervisor of Li Youzhi. Following his guidance, Li Youzhi looked at the female teacher sitting on the sofa. Before he could say hello, teacher who stood up from the sofa and walked up to Li Youzhi, pulling at his sweaty yellow hoodie that had been on him for the past 2 days. "Li Youzhi, do you know that you have caused a big trouble? Your behavior in the past few days has seriously affected the lives and studies of our student Zhou Jingyao. Under your influence, her classmates and roommates have distanced themselves from her and isolated her. Some even used language violence against her. This has caused great damage to Zhou Jingyao's physical and mental health. In the past few days, she has been in a daze and has been diagnosed with mild depression at the hospital. There's nothing she can do. She came to me for help, and now I demand that you immediately stop spreading rumors about Zhou Jingyao and apologize to her in person." Aha! Li Youzhi suddenly grinned. It is true that fairy traditional art has improved. Teacher, do you know the causes and consequences of this matter? It was Zhou Jingyao who. Don't emphasize what she did. What I'm talking about now is your problem. You, a boy, were said a few words online. What's wrong? Where is your magnanimity? No. What's not wrong? Whether this girl is right or wrong, I just have one sentence. You shouldn't be so extreme. Ah, damn! With a barrage of scolding from the teacher, Li Youzhi knew what to do. It is definitely unwise to confront the supervisor. So this account can only be attributed to Zhou Jingyao. As the saying goes, if you hit me, I'll hit me. It's up to whoever can't resist first. I'm sorry, teacher. I can't meet either of the 2 requirements you mentioned. Now I'll give you 2 choices. First, either you have the school dismiss me. Second, you have Zhou Jingyao report to the police or file a lawsuit. I'm very busy with part-time jobs, averaging 30 yuan per hour, and I don't have time to stop this nonsense with you. Goodbye. Ignoring the expressions of the 2 guides, Li Youzhi left gracefully. Coming out of the vocational education building, Li Youzhi did not run back that way. I sent a WeChat to the manager to take a leave, and he returned to his dormitory. After washing his face haphazardly and calming his mood, Li Youzhi opened his computer that had not been turned on for a long time, established a new Weibo account, and logged into the fairy circle where he shook his hands before. "Jimei, please help me. I am a victim who was previously threatened with the death of a man with a lower head. Now this man is spreading rumors about me all over the school, and I have been isolated and insulted by the entire school's cancer. I can't hold on anymore, please help me, Jimei. Urgent, help your classmates speak up. Our school's little sister, who was threatened by the death of the lower head man a few days ago, has now been falsely accused by this lower head man. Now the young lady is isolated from the whole school and has a mental breakdown. Jimei, go to the school forum and shout for her." After sending 2 consecutive posts, Li Youzhi stretched lazily. Looking at the 2 posts, a fairy was quickly angered and organized a support plan to bomb the school forum, confession wall, and post bar. Li Youzhi chuckled. When a problem cannot be solved by oneself, turn it into a problem for everyone, then it's over. There are so many people in this world who are more amazing than oneself, why should one have to bear all the grievances alone? Baby is also very fragile. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. A Fight in Life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. A Fight in Life. At 3 p.m., the girls' dormitory. Zhou Jingyao sat on her own bed, her eyes lifeless and her spirit lethargic. In the past, Zhou Jingyao never showed herself with a plain face, even painting delicate light makeup in her dormitory. But now Zhou Jingyao is plain-faced, with 2 large eye bags and a debuff with black circles under her eyes. She looks completely different from that foreign language goddess. There's no way, hold it. In the past week, apart from going to the hospital once, she has never gone out of the dormitory. Although not as exaggerated as Yu, Zhou Jingyao has indeed been feeling uncomfortable during this period. Under the influence of Li Youzhi, all the spare tires she had previously raised in school were disconnected. No one in WeChat is asking for warmth and comfort anymore, constantly asking if they have eaten, attended classes, or slept. No one will give gifts, arrange meals, go shopping, buy movie tickets anymore. Prior to this, Zhou Jingyao actually looked down upon these spare tires. Most of the time, she is too lazy to reply to those who are not nutritious. But now, when these people and things that she had previously been bored with suddenly disappeared, Zhou Jingyao realized how much she couldn't do without them. She originally thought it was her beauty and confidence that attracted these things around her. But looking at her increasingly haggard appearance in the mirror these days, Zhou Jingyao realized that she might have reversed the logic. Perhaps it is precisely because of these attention that one has forged their confidence and charm. Leaving these. She's just an ordinary college scumbag. Fortunately. No matter what happens to the people outside, the sisters in the dormitory have not abandoned her. Yao Yao, don't worry too much. Didn't you already ask Hu Jia to go find that bastard? Hu Jia has always been quite protective of our girls, and I believe she will act quickly and make that bastard give in. People nowadays have no memory. As long as you deal with the initiator, you will soon be able to return to your previous life. Yeah, right. At that time, our Yao Yao will still be the goddess of the foreign language department. Those boys who saw us Yao Yao, their sperm flies in their minds, didn't they want to come over and pay attention? Zhou Jingyao smiled reluctantly as she listened to the sister's advice. I hope so. Seeing that it was almost 3 p.m., she picked up her phone again. She couldn't help feeling anxious when she saw that the guide hadn't called her back yet. This day is almost over, why hasn't the supervisor dealt with that bastardly Youzhi yet? Sigh. Just as she was thinking about whether she wanted to call the supervisor and inquire about the progress of the matter, her roommate holding her iPad on the lower bunk called out. Yao Yao, have you posted your story to the fairy circle? Wow. The fairies in the fairies circle are really awesome. They occupy the whole page of the school's confession wall and are giving you a head start. Where? Let me take a look. Oh, really? Huh, not only is it a confession wall, but also the school's forum, and our school's official WeChat account. The Gmail people are really awesome. This time they are not only criticizing the inferior man, but also the boys of the whole school. It should be like this. Let those boys know how powerful our fairy is, and see if they dare to sneer at our Yao Yao in the future. What? Upon hearing the two idiots applauding in the lower bunk, Zhou Jingyao suddenly jumped down from the upper bunk. After grabbing the iPad from her roommate's hand and taking a look at the school's confession wall, forum, and official WeChat comment section, her face turned pale with a blush. What is this situation? At this moment, a roommate who usually had an average relationship with Zhou Jingyao put down his phone. Yao Yao, I don't think what you're doing is right. The conflict between you and that guy shouldn't escalate to the level of the school. What's happening now is so big, it's losing face for the school. You. I don't have it. It's not me. Don't talk nonsense. Zhou Jingyao, whose face turned pale with iron, threw away her iPad and made a frightened denial 3 times. I only told the supervisor about this matter and didn't even seek help from the fairy circle. Ringing bell. The phone that Zhou Jingyao was holding in her hands suddenly rang. Seeing that it was the guide calling, she immediately picked it up. Hu Jia. Zhou Jingyao, are you crazy? I already told you that I will handle this matter for you and ask you to wait for the result. I just arrived at the film and television department this afternoon and contacted the director and Youzhi himself, actively handling it for you. Why did you bring this matter online? Now that the confession wall, forum, and Weibo have been flooded by netizens, do you know how bad it has been? Even the vice principal is asking me about this matter. How do you want me to be a person? Miss Hu, listen to my explanation. I really didn't do this, Alright, stop talking. The Academic Affairs Office of other schools has already intervened. You know what you have done on your own. I can't help you with this matter, please seek your own blessings. Upon hearing the angry roar of the guide on the other side of the phone, Zhou Jingyao opened her mouth wide. She only felt a loud roar in her ear, as if the canal was filled with murky river water, and she could no longer hear any external sounds. With a huge tinnitus, the whole world spun around watching a few roommates running over, their mouths constantly opening and closing, unsure of what to say. Zhou Jingyao took a deep breath. She knew from this moment on that she had nowhere else to be in this school. I'm so angry. Damn it, these fairies are one woman at a time, saying 3 words without leaving maggots. Isn't there anything new? Woo-woo, they can't fight at all. How come their combat power is so strong? The charm of Chinese is too great, even grass mud horses can make me angry through the screen. Lying in bed, listening to the mournful cries in the hallway of the dormitory, Youzhi shrank his neck. It must be admitted that he seriously underestimated the combat effectiveness of the fairies. In just over an hour, the fairies who went on a Weibo expedition were paralyzed by confession walls, forums, and school WeChat accounts. The students from Agricultural University are no match for the fairies with explosive combat power. They were defeated in just one turn and watched as a large number of fairies on the forum scratched the wall with anger. Bang, 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 bang. Just as Youzhi was pretending to be dead in frustration, his dormitory door was violently knocked on from outside. Brother Ji, are you okay? I saw that your shaking of hands was the most severely hurt by the fairies. Don't take it hard. Don't worry, Jiga. No matter what, we are all your strongest supporters. Come out and chat with your brothers. Don't be stuffy in the dormitory. Upon hearing the concerns of his classmates outside, Youzhi pouted. Good brother, you guys are suffering. No way, this matter is caused by our old Li. How could a man be a big man and just lie down and pretend to be dead if he causes trouble? Thinking about it, Youzhi jumped out of bed with a carp and pulled open the bedroom door. Looking out the door at a group of concerned classmates, he took a deep breath. Thank you guys, I'm fine. I was just thinking, we're too passive now, being criticized by others, we don't even have the strength to fight back. Sigh. Upon hearing Youzhi's words, the students outside sighed one after another. I can't help it, there are too many people across the street, and they are professional in criticizing people. What they say is dirty and annoying. If someone says that in person, I will definitely beat them up, but online. Youzhi felt the sadness and anger of his classmates. The current situation is the same as the saying, life is a fight. Life is a symbol, representing something that has to be done or must be done. If you don't do it, your entire life will be covered in dust and leave behind regrets. Looking at the suppressed expressions of his classmates, Youzhi slowly said, the reason why we are passive is because others attack and defend us, so the initiative is in people, not in me. As the saying goes, only 1,000 days of being a thief, not 1,000 days of being a thief. Since we can't defend ourselves, let's attack. He silently lit a cigarette and held it in his mouth. Youzhi looked at a group of classmates who were blinking, and waved his big hand. So I'm planning to go to their territory and spray it back. Watching Youzhi bathed in LED lights, pinching his waist with one hand and smoking with the other, the boys opened their mouths wide. Shit, Jiga, you're a bit like God now. I don't know who muttered. Beep. Received stunning value, 275 points. P.S. Chapter 9 has been released, please refresh the bookshelf. End of this chapter.